Is your salad sabotaging your thyroid? Hey, vitality enthusiasts, I'm thrilled to be back with you today. As a health advocate and vitality specialist, I've been diving into some fascinating research about our thyroid health. Did you know that an estimated 20 million Americans have thyroid issues? And here's the surprising part. More than half of those don't even know it. That's why understanding how food choices impact this tiny but mighty gland is so crucial. Now, you might be thinking that you're doing everything right, eating your veggies, choosing soy over meat, sipping on green tea, but what if I told you that some of these healthy choices might not be as beneficial for your thyroid as you think? I've come across some eye-opening studies that suggest certain foods we often consider good for us have unexpected benefits on thyroid health. Today, we're going to explore some hidden thyroid threats that might be lurking in your diet. I've been poring over the latest research and I can't wait to share what I've discovered. We'll look at the ways to transform your meals for better thyroid function, and trust me, you want to stick around for this one. It might just change the way you look at your next meal. All right, so you might think again before diving into that big bowl of raw greens. Recent studies have uncovered a surprising link between certain salad ingredients and thyroid issues. But don't worry, I'm about to share some tips that can help you enjoy those salads without compromising your thyroid health. Let's talk about those leafy greens we've been told are super healthy. Well, turns out these vegetables, known as cruciferous veggies, so that's kale, that's not lettuce or spinach, that's kale, have a hidden side when it comes to your thyroid health. They contain something called goitrogens, which can interfere with how your thyroid uses iodine. And your thyroid needs iodine to function properly. Now, here's something you might not know. Corn, a popular salad ingredient, can also be problematic for your thyroid health. It's often high in sugar and genetically modified, which some research suggests may contribute to leaky gut and thyroid inflammation. So you might want to think twice before adding those sweet corn kernels to your salad. But wait, there's more. High sodium and processed foods can also negatively impact your thyroid. They can increase inflammation in your body and mess with your thyroid hormone function. So those salty croutons or processed dressings, they might not be doing your thyroid any favors. So what's a salad lover to do? Don't worry, I've got you covered. Try swapping out some of those raw cruciferous vegetables for some other leafy greens like lettuce or spinach. If you can't give up your kale, try massaging it with a bit of olive oil and lemon juice. This softens it up and makes it easier to digest. When it comes to corn, consider replacing it with other crunchy veggies like bell peppers or cucumber. And for dressing, why not make your own using olive oil, lemon juice, and some herbs? It's fresher, healthier, and you know exactly what's in it. So remember, it's all about balance. You don't have to give up your favorite veggies entirely. Cooking cruciferous vegetables can make a big difference. When you steam or broil broccoli or kale, it significantly reduces the goitrogens. So you still get to enjoy the nutrients, but with less potential impact on your thyroid. So vitality enthusiasts, next time you're preparing a salad, keep these tips in mind. Your thyroid will thank you, and you still get to enjoy a delicious, nutrient-packed meal. All right, we've talked the veggie dilemma, but here's something that might really shock you. That innocent-looking bread on your plate could be causing more thyroid trouble than a truckload of kale. So what if I told you that for some people, going gluten-free could significantly improve their thyroid health? Let's talk about gluten. You know, that protein found in wheat and barley and rye. It's in our bread, pasta, and even some sauces. Now you might be thinking, what's gluten got to do with my thyroid? Well, quite a lot actually. Here's the deal. Studies show that significant number of people with thyroid issues also have problems with gluten. We're talking about 2 to 9% of folks with Hashimoto's thyroiditis, which is a common thyroid condition. That's not a small number. So what's going on here? Well, it turns out that gluten can be pretty sneaky. For some people, eating gluten can cause inflammation in the thyroid, and it's like gluten is ringing the alarm bells on your immune system. and your poor thyroid gets caught in the crossfire. But wait, it even gets more interesting. There's this little thing called molecular mimicry. It sounds fancy, right? But it's actually pretty simple. Basically, gluten proteins can look a lot like thyroid proteins to your immune system. So if your body gets confused and it starts attacking your thyroid by mistake, it's like a case of mistaken identity, but in your body. Now let's talk about something called leaky gut. It's not as gross as it sounds, I promise. Leaky gut happens when the lining of your intestines becomes more permeable than it should be. This can allow partially digested food particles and bacteria to slip into your bloodstream. Your immune system sees these as invaders and starts attacking. Sometimes it gets confused and attacks your own tissues too, like your thyroid. Here's where it gets really interesting. A recent meta-analysis, which is a study that looks at a lot of other studies, found some pretty exciting results. They discovered that people with Hashimoto's thyroiditis who followed a gluten-free diet saw a decrease in their TSH levels and an increase in their FT4 levels. In simple terms, this means their thyroid function improved. Now, you might be thinking, do I have to give up my favorite foods? Well, not necessarily. Not everyone with thyroid issue needs to go completely gluten-free, but it might be worth trying for a few weeks and see how you feel. And don't worry, going gluten-free doesn't mean you have to give up all your favorite foods. There are so many great alternatives now. You can try gluten-free bread made from almond or coconut flour, or how about zucchini noodles instead of pasta? Trust me, your taste buds won't even know the difference. So, speaking of alternatives, there's one food many people turn to when cutting out gluten. But what if I told you this common substitute might be sabotaging your thyroid health? Let's talk about the hidden dangers lurking in your tofu stir fry, and also explore some potentially safer options. All right, it's time to tackle the controversial topic of soy. You might think soy is a healthy protein alternative, especially if you're going gluten-free, but here's the catch, and it's a big one. I've been reading some fantastic research about soy and thyroid health, and what I found might surprise you. A study from 2016 showed that regular soy consumption was linked to a 4-fold increase of abnormal TSH levels. That's huge. TSH, or thyroid stimulating hormone, is like the boss of your thyroid. When it's out of whack, it can mean your thyroid isn't working right. So, what's the deal with soy? Well, it turns out those isoflavones in soy, the ones we are taught are so good for us, turns out those isoflavones can actually mess with your thyroid function. They can interfere with how your thyroid makes hormones and even increase something called thyroid hormone binding globulin. Don't worry, that sounds like a mouthful. All you need to know is it can make things harder for people already dealing with thyroid issues. Now, here's something really important for those of you taking thyroid medication. Soy can actually get in the way of your body absorbing those meds. Dr. John Woody Sistrunk, an endocrinologist, puts it this way. The main problem is soy hinders the absorption of the thyroid hormones patients are taking. So if you're on thyroid meds, you might want to avoid soy for a few hours before and after you take your meds. But hold on, it's not all bad news. There might be a way to have your soy and eat it too. Some studies show that fermented soy products like tempeh or miso might be less problematic for your thyroid. The fermentation process can reduce those troublesome compounds that interfere with your thyroid function. So, what's a soy lover to do? Well, if you're worried about your thyroid, you might want to cut back on soy, or at least be mindful when you're eating it. And if you're looking for a thyroid-friendly protein alternatives, why not try some quinoa or lentils or good old-fashioned eggs? All right, vitality enthusiasts, let's talk about another key player in your thyroid health, iodine. You might think you know all about this essential mineral, but there's more to the story. The amount of iodine in your diet can significantly impact your thyroid function. Now, why is iodine such a big deal? Well, it's like fuel for your thyroid. Without it, your thyroid can't produce the hormones that keep your body running smoothly. But here's the tricky part. Too much iodine can be just as problematic as too little. Did you know that adults need about 150 micrograms of iodine every day? That's about the weight of a grain of sand. But getting the right amount is crucial. Here's something interesting. The US iodine deficiency isn't as common as it used to be. Why? Because most of the salt is iodized. Just 1 teaspoon of iodized salt contains about 304 micrograms of iodine. There's more than twice of our daily requirement. But before you start adding salt to everything, there's a catch. Too much iodine can actually cause thyroid problems. It's like overfeeding a fire. You end up smothering it instead of fueling it. So let's talk about iodine sources in our diet. Seafood is a major one, especially seaweed, but be careful. Some types of seaweed contain much more iodine than you need. I read a study where a woman developed thyroid problems after excessive kelp consumption. It's a reminder that balance is key. What about salt? Should you use iodized salt or sea salt? It's not as straightforward as you might think. Kosher salt and sea salt often don't have added iodine. So if you're using these, you might need to get your iodine from other sources. Here's an important tip. If you have thyroid issues, especially autoimmune conditions like Hashimoto's, you need to be extra careful with your iodine. Both deficiency and excess can worsen your condition. It's about finding the right balance so that you can assure you're getting the right amount of iodine. So first, consult your doctor. They might recommend checking your iodine levels, and remember, if you're taking thyroid medication, timing is crucial. Some foods like soy can interfere with how your body absorbs the medication. I'm excited to share some more practical tips on thyroid-friendly eating. Let's put our knowledge into action and create a meal plan that'll make your thyroid happy. Did you know that when you eat can be as important as what you eat for thyroid health? I've been reading some fascinating research on meal timing and thyroid function. It's pretty eye-opening stuff. Now, let's build a thyroid-friendly meal plan that works for you. For breakfast, kickstart your metabolism with a protein-packed meal. How about scrambled eggs with spinach? Eggs are fantastic for thyroid health, giving you both iodine and selenium. Don't forget to add a pinch of iodized salt if you're not getting enough iodine elsewhere. For lunchtime, let's go for a balanced plate. Try grilled salmon with quinoa and steamed vegetables. Salmon's great for those omega-3s and selenium, while quinoa is a gluten-free, grain-packed with whole protein. If you're including cruciferous veggies like broccoli, make sure they're well cooked to reduce the goitrogens. So you need to steam that broccoli. Snack time is where we can have some fun and boost our selenium intake. Brazil nuts are amazing. Just 1 or 2 a day can give you all the selenium you need. Or try some tuna salad on cucumber slices for a selenium-rich, refreshing snack. Seaweed snacks are great for iodine too. Remember, balance is key. For dinner, I've got a recipe that'll make your taste buds and your thyroid happy. How about a stir fry with chicken, colorful veggies, and brown rice? Use coconut oil for cooking your stir fry. Turmeric has an anti-inflammatory properties, and so do dulse flakes. They're another excellent source of selenium, so sprinkle that into your stir fry. Consistency is key for thyroid health. Try to eat your meals around the same time every day. It helps you regulate your metabolism and keeps your hormone levels steady. If you're taking thyroid medication, take it at least 30 minutes before eating or 3 hours after for proper absorption. Don't worry about dining out. You can still enjoy meals with friends. Just be mindful of your choices. Go for grilled meats or fish. Ask for extra veggies instead of starchy sides. And don't be shy about asking how things are prepared. Most restaurants are happy to accommodate dietary needs. And hey, if oysters are on the menu, they're another great source of selenium. In conclusion, we've covered a lot of ground today. Your thyroid health is crucial. And now you have the knowledge to make smart food choices. Remember, it's about progress, not perfection. Your journey to better thyroid health starts with choices that you make every day. I've shared some eye-opening research with you today, but don't just take my word for it. As Dr. Amy Myers, a renowned thyroid expert, says, quote, "Ditching gluten is one of the most important steps you can take in restoring your thyroid function," end quote. That's powerful stuff, isn't it? You've got the power to support your thyroid through what you eat. So go ahead and take that first step. Your future self will thank you. Remember, vitality enthusiasts, every small change counts towards a healthier, more vibrant you. I want to hear how your thyroid journey is going. Please comment down below and subscribe if you like these health tips.